People's Club is not meant for rich people. People's Club is meant for people who wants to be rich. That's why I say when you join, you pass poverty level. I am a Chief Tony Odii Ojukwu. I am the second son of Chief I Ojukwu Ojukwu Oketiti, the founding secretary of People's Club of Nigeria International, of People's Club of Nigeria, and I'm also the secretary of Aba branch and the national publicity of People's Club of Nigeria, and presently the managing director of the headquarters. Thank you. People's Club came into existence after the war, but before the war, my father was a secretary of our car, an organization made up of mainly Igbo people of esteemed quality, of a very top grade. And they were banned by Aguyirunsi because he said that this group of people are so strong, are so wealthy that they can topple any government they choose. So he banned them. And shortly after, the Civil War ensued. So after the Civil War, the few that survived, usually People's Club started at Aba. Aba is the premium branch of the club. And after the war, I went back with him. 1970, after the war, I went back with my father to Aba. On the streets, you will see skeletons of dead people, and then some live ammunitions and some being a kid then, and a handful of a kid I was then. So one of the reasons why he took me was to spare my mom some headache and trouble. So I left him, and then, but being a kid, a child is always a child. I needed my mother's guidance and presence. So by December, he brought me back to the village. No, everybody, and stayed back. So that was when the People's Club, in the evening, he would go out, as in those 70s, and they gather at a place called Stella Hotel in Aba. This is where they meet a handful of friends that survived the war. Titus Ikumezoke, JC Metu, Patrick Onyukwu na Nobu Sudo, AB, Ben Okafor, Imperial Photos. In the evening, this group of friends, they gather and they joke, and see, the idea is to see how they will support each other, because nobody had anything. Nobody had nothing. And my father being very, very competent in shorthand, so most of the things they say, he notes. And then gradually, by 70, 71, the idea of turning People's Club into a club. Umezoke, my father, and this handful of people, it started in Aba. From Aba, they extended to their friends at Onitsha, Enugu, Lagos. That was how People's Club came into existence. And by 71, they registered it. It becomes officially a club. And then when if I have been able to, I will have some pictures to show you of the early days of it, and there's a lot of them at the club headquarters. But that would be the story for another day. So my father, from then, was secretary for. They have a constitution that guides them, and the constitution stipulates that you serve 3 years. After 3 years, you go in for a re-election. If you excel, you go in for re-election. If you excel again, you go in for re-election. That is maximum of 6 years. But in my father's case, every year, every election, they return him. Every year, they return him. So instead of the normal 12 years that he served, I think he finally retired in 19, I think it's 19, after about 10 years. Nobody has served that number of years in People's Club history. And this came about because we, the children, started protesting. My father, his company at Port Harcourt was the first indigenous company to start producing east of the Niger zinc and nail.
Wow.
This is a very big company, and it was People's Club. His dedication to the club, it was made him, at a time the company folded, and a group of people. It was a cooperative company owned by people. So they moved from Port after the war because of abandoned property issue and moved to Onitsha. And then gradually the company fizzled out. They sold their assets and then developed their money. And my father was People's Club. So the branches started springing up gradually. Then in the north, now the branches are all over the world. We have branch in Canada, we have branch in London, we have branch in South Africa, we have branch in US. It's like close almost 40 something branches. And as it is now, if you are overseas and you don't belong to People's Club, you've not arrived. That is the praise. It is these great men. When you get to the station, you will see their pictures, but the statues are they build a statue for them. From Umezoke to Okpoko and to Desmond Okoko. And these are all great men. And right now, People's Club is being rocked by crisis. Some people go into power, they don't want to come down. But then we have men of integrity. People like Sir Joe Nwankwo, National Lord. Their matters don't go to court. They resolve it there. They resolve it. Their matters eh, during their days. Udubaka was when Udubaka became Igbo. There was the both member. There are crashes of interest, but the club failed it, and there was no trouble. Everything ended. So this is a very big club. This is, in fact, after the war, the pride of the Igbo man is Enugu Rangers International. The next is People's Club of Nigeria. These are the only two things going for the Igbos after the war. And gradually, the Igbos started finding their feet in the society. And then, and then opened up. So I'm sorry I've taken you so far. I've told you who I am and my position in the club. And all my father, all his children, almost all of his children are members of the club. Club of Nigeria, you are above poverty level.
Is it true?
It is true because now I am. If I need like 40 trips of sand to build a house, and I don't have the cash, I pick up call and call my secretary. Oh no, what no, okay. Oh no, I need 40 sharp sand. He said, okay, okay, when do you want it? Is the next question. I'll tell him, it will be delivered. Money doesn't come into existence. We're not talking about money. He will give me the best deal ever. And and not just the best quality, the best price ever. And I'm not under pressure to pay back. But you understand, we are truly in those, and our word is always our bond. We've always been in them before you, because okay, like one of our patron and patron trustee, Igwe Lawrence Arenze, when he wanted to join, they asked him, "Have you married?" He said no. They said, then You cannot be a member because you are not married. You don't have responsibilities. So before you become a member of People's Club, you do your form and then you come for interviews and then you face the panels. Great men. You before them they question you. If you pass, then the next step is your induction. People's Club is not meant for rich people. People's Club is meant for people who wants to be rich. That's why I say when you join, you pass poverty level. Our yardstick is you have to be a man of integrity. You have to be trusted. You have to be trusted. Your word has to be your bond. At People's Club, we open our drinks and go and pee and come back and continue drinking. Ka anyị bilibe ndụ anyị bisia ndụ amala ife a ga-eme echi. And what brought about what brought about that song is when we went to party, we party like there is no tomorrow. You understand? When we want to party, we party like there is no tomorrow. Meet what you understand? That's how let us eat and be happy, for no one knows tomorrow. We just the recent just recently, the last major expenditure we did was during the COVID. We spent close to seven 17 million about that on palliative for our staff, for the less privileged home. Bags of milk, Indomie, milk, cooking condiments, oil, and everybody combined at the national headquarters, and this was given out to them. Then we motherless babies homes, fire disasters, bereavement, we take care of it. We support, like in America. If somebody dies in America, give and take, the person gets between $30,000 to $50,000 to help them, bury their dead and bring them home. And then for the family to have something to hold on to. We have what we call SSS, Social Security Scheme, which every member pays. And from there, we draw money to, assist the less privileged. During fire disasters, we help. We help the motherless babies. Hospitals. These are our works. We track records, but we don't need to publish them. We don't need to publish because they say blessed is the hand that giveth than the one that taketh. So we want to do our things under the carpet, so that God will continue to prosper us. It can never die. People's Club is like Biafra. It can never die. People's Club can never die. For each branch, as a matter of fact, if we come together and say, okay, you know what, let us sell our assets and divide the money among ourselves, every member of People's Club will be a billionaire. Because every branch has a clubhouse, acres of land, and a clubhouse. All the branches, there is no branch that doesn't have a clubhouse. Oka, Owerri, Enugu, Aba, Port Harcourt, Jos, Meduguri, Kano, every branch, even in overseas. One of our branches in overseas boasts of one of the best event center in the US. See, People's Club. We have had crisis because of leadership tussles, and this has made the club. It's a shame. It's a show of shame that somebody will deliberately be overlooking our constitution. Our constitution stipulates you do 3 years if you serve the people well and they love you. You go in for a re-election. If they if you go in again, it means people are happy with you. And when you're done, if you've done remarkable well, the club might make you a patron to give you a pat in the back. You've done well. So every officer aspires to excel so that they will get that privilege that is accorded to every member of the club that excels. So when some people get into power, they don't want to leave. No, it cannot. It cannot because, like I told you, People's Club is a spirit, just like Biafra is a spirit. Biafra is in every Igbo man. Take it or leave it. Yeah, I might not be an IPOB man, but I'm Biafran. I've lived 9 years in New York, 4 years in Canada, 2, 3 years in London. Everywhere I go, I portray myself as an Igbo man, and I'm proud. I walk tall. Keep my head up in the sky because I'm proud of my heritage as an Igbo man. So just the same way, any member of People's Club is proud of People's Club and will always walk tall. I'm a knight of St. Columbus. My father is a knight of St. John International. Um, as far as I know, I've never been. I don't go to. No, people it can never be as occultism can never be associated with People's Club of Nigeria. Never, never. I have been a member of People's Club all my life. I can tell you that. Why I say that is that as a young man, when I left high school and I was waiting for result, my job was to transfer. Umezoke got me my first driver's license. I told you I was a handful when I was growing up. My father, he will lock his car. I will get a saw and cut the key. But they put the pedal lock. I'll cut the keys and drive out with the car. So at the time, he kept complaining, I don't know what to do with this boy. He's very wild. And Umezoke advised him, Ojukwu, he has started driving is that he has started driving. So the worst you can do is to get him a license so that if he knocks somebody down, at least we will be facing that he knocked somebody down, not that he doesn't have a license. So my father said, oh, you get him a license, he will take the car and run out from Nigeria. He will disappear forever. I don't trust him. I don't trust him. He is so independent at his age. So, but eventually, Umezoke ignored him and went and got me a license. And to go to this the driving school. If they say you can drive, I will get you. So I went and I drove perfectly. So then he drives well. So he got me my first license, my first driver's license at Omo. So I started doing service for them. They will, anytime they want to leave, it's me. The Okuderen like he used to call me Umezoke, Okuderen ayo ya nakwata if we na akon. So me onye mana and we will go.